talking about the equipment used in open water swimming. The first thing is a cap. The three purposes for a cap is to be noticed in the water, warmth, and also streamlining the water to go faster. Goggles are important for visibility, obviously getting around the course, and also tinted goggles keep the sunlight out. The final piece of equipment is the wetsuit. It's designed for warmth, also buoyancy, which allows us to get higher in the water, causing less drag, and we're able to go faster.
So much more to the sport of open water swimming than just simply doing laps in a swimming pool. The equipment has become so important these days. And of course the swim cap, particularly if you've got long hair, you can keep it nice and tucked underneath the cap. And as Cara mentioned, that just allows you to go a little bit faster through the water. And ultimately, let's be honest, it is all about speed. The wetsuits, how much technology these days. The rubber's incredibly flexible. The elite swimmers, they don't tend to like them as much because they find them a little bit more restricting. But for the general swimmer, they're great. They alleviate a lot of deficiencies that you can have in your stroke. And after all, swimming is very much about good technique.
Well, here is a good shot of Charlotte Webby in the number 2 blue cap alongside Kurt Bassett, a former 200-metre backstroke national champion. And he's out here for the second time. He was there last year with a good performance. And we take a look now. So a good 5-metre lead. Cara Baker leads over Charlotte Webby at the moment. She'll be wanting to hold on to that, increasing her stroke rate. She's swimming alongside Stefan Tolbert, a swimmate from Howick Pakuranga Swimming Club.
Stefan Tolbert, 18 years of age, out of St Kennigan's College, big future. He purely sees himself as an open water swimmer long term, and they're very good friends. In fact, when Cara is over here in New Zealand, stays with the Tolbert family. So nice to see these great friends now becoming great rivals out on the water.
Well, it is good to be swimming alongside a partner, and quite often you will find someone that is swimming at the same sort of speed, the same sort of tempo. And, you know, it sometimes helps. You a bit of drafting on the feet, sometimes pull up, get a bit of a rest. So nice work between Stefan Tolbert, Cara Baker.
A great rival, Charlotte Webby, is still there. We caught up with her earlier in the day.
Just out there to see how it goes, see how the currents pull us, and yeah, take it from there. With open water, anyone can have its day, so you've just got to make sure you're on your toes, go as hard as you can, and hopefully the finish line comes soon.
And Charlotte Webby, a very smart swimmer. She's on her toes, but she's also on the toes of Cara Baker, now just moving up alongside of her. Possibly just sending a wee message there to Cara Baker saying, here I come. Oh, this is wonderful stuff, Scott.
Well, they have had some epic battles over the years. Charlotte Webby taking out the State Ocean Swim title last year in horrible conditions at the State King of the Bays. Terrible, very windy conditions, surf-like conditions. She took out Cara Baker to win the series. And today she's really putting the acid on Baker now.
And I just wonder whether she's just putting a surge on deliberately here, trying to just test Baker, find out what sort of form she's in. Has Cara Baker gone out too quickly? Stefan Tolbert just finds himself getting run over by these wonderful female competitors. But as we head towards the front end of the field, Redford has closed the gap. He's moving alongside of Grimsey. What a swim from Redford. He was so far behind through the first third of this race, but the class of Redford, the belief, is now starting to come through.
So Redford in the number 1 cap with the sleeved wetsuit. Grimsey from Australia in the sleeveless wetsuit. It looks like Grimsey's tiring. Redford has changed gears. He is absolutely blowing Grimsey away in this section of the race. Can he hold up this pace mark?
Well, the best thing he can do here is let Kane Redford go past. Try and just stay there on the hip. At worst, stay on the feet. Look to save about 10 to 15% energy and then bring the heart rate down a little bit and try and mow him down over the last 200 metres. But he wants this. He's looking to go toe-to-toe. He wants to make this a streak fight.
And here's a look at Redford, 21 years of age out of Rotorua. He's won this event 3 times and also the 2011 Australian 5K champion. And also a bonus, San Francisco this year, winning $10,000 US at the winner-takes-all Tiburon Mile.
And Trent Grimsey doing a very good job here, now beautifully positioned on the hip of Redford, but Kane Redford decides to turn it up another notch. He doesn't want him living there. He doesn't want him sitting on that hip. Grimsey is now forced to drop back onto the feet of Redford. Can Redford just open that gap, let the bungee cord just stretch a little bit and hopefully snap him?
Well, looks like Redford's got another half body length out of Grimsey here as they approach 3/4 of the way across the Auckland Harbour. Beautiful scenes of the Auckland Harbour Bridge in the background, and that's what makes this event special and so iconic. Once a year, where 1,300 swimmers have the privilege of swimming across Auckland Harbour.
And Scott, a new finish line this year in Auckland's Viaduct Harbour, which is going to require a little bit of concentration from these swimmers because it's a little bit of a dog leg.
Absolutely. They used to last year and for the last 3 years swim directly into the viaduct and straight out of the water to Werro Island. This time a dog leg hanging to the right, then left, then immediately right after the new drawbridge into Karanga Plaza. The beautiful set of concrete stairs out of the water. Looking forward to seeing these swimmers and all of the swimmers approach that finish very shortly.
As we see the Sky Tower, our swimmers have well and truly now entered Auckland's Viaduct Harbour, and Kane Redford has gapped Grimsey. This is what we were expecting. This is a considerable lead, you'd have to say. Unless he gets it wrong from a navigational point of view, Kane Redford's going to be very tough to beat.
10 metres on Grimsey at the moment. Can Redford hold on? Just metres to go, looking out for the drawbridge. That is the second to last state marker you can see on screen now. One more marker to go. Immediate right into that stairs mark.
Well, last year he wasn't happy with his navigation. He ended up finishing fifth, a disappointing swim for him. This year he's done a lot of work working on the mental side, saying to himself, I need to believe that I'm good enough, that I can swim with the best guys in the world. He's showing that today. This is wonderful. Under this final little drawbridge, this large crowd will welcome him in, and Kane Redford, the young man who grew up in Rotorua, will take out his fourth State Harbour Crossing. What a class act.
And look at the crowd on the drawbridge. Look at the crowd here in central Auckland's Wynyard Quarter. The beautiful new finish line as Redford approaches the stairs. Just getting to his feet now, moves his way up the stairs. He's got this one. He is happy.
And Kane Redford wins in a time of 35 minutes and 16 seconds. And Trent Grimsey from Australia, who really took it to him, once again will have to settle for second place in a time of 35 minutes and 23 seconds.
Oh, these class swimmers. A bit of a hug, a bit of a shake of the hand, good sportsmanship. And here's a race for third place mark. This is young Jared Port from Australia and Stephen Kent, the surf life-saving champion. Who's going to make it? Kent gets there in third place. Well done to the Kiwi Kent over the young Aussie.
Yeah, a great swim from Jared Port, but I think a bit of local knowledge and the fact that Stephen Kent comes from a surf life-saving background was probably the difference. But this is the group of those men vying for 4th, 5th and 6th. But also in there is Cara Baker, our leading female. She looks like she does have the lead in this women's race. Where is Charlotte Webby amongst the washing machine effect that is open water swimming? Cara Baker, she won this race in 2010 and she looks like she's going to go back to back and reinforce her reputation as very much the queen of open water swimming. She will get to her feet this final little run up as we see Stefan Tolbert cross the finish line. But ladies and gentlemen, she lives on the Gold Coast. She has Olympic aspirations and she is your champion. Well done, Cara Baker.
And look, you can see in the foreground Charlotte Webby just getting out of the water there. So just 5 seconds behind is Charlotte Webby. What a race amongst our elite ladies.
Kane Redford, not a great start today, but you pulled it back. What a wonderful swim to beat Grimsey.
Yeah, you know, after that start, I was thinking yet again it's going to happen all over again, same as last year, but just had to dig deep and slowly make my way up the field, and then when I finally caught up to Trent, it just was all on from there, and it ended up being great. Trent's a great swimmer, to be able to get up on him is always good.
Was it just a simple case of going back to that and saying, I do believe in myself?
Yeah, you know, it definitely was. I had to really find something extra when I was behind. I think I used to be just throw away the race, so it was great to be able to know that I could hold in there and work through it and end up coming out on top.
Where did you make your move?
You know, I felt as though I was making my move the whole way through because I had to come through so much, and then I guess I drafted off Trent for a little bit, and I just thought I've got to go here. You know, it's time to make the move, and it just went from there.
4 titles here.
Yeah, it's definitely great. You know, it's a great race, first one in the series. It's always great to get up on this one. It's such an iconic race in New Zealand.
Cara Baker, another close finish, another great rivalry with Charlotte Webby, but you managed to get in amongst a group of guys. Take us through the race.
Yeah, at the start it was pretty choppy, and the boys were obviously, you know, just smashing out trying to get in front of us. So yeah, it was a hard race, but it was good to kind of finally get back in here and get back in the motion of open water swimming ready for Taupo. How important was it being in that group, or did that make it tougher tactically because you just didn't have an idea where Charlotte was? Well, I know she was behind me and a group behind me, and I was just fighting it out with another guy swimmer, I'm not sure who it was, but yeah, and they obviously caught out to us and we were in a big massive bunch, which is quite good because obviously, you know, everyone's so disorientated of where you are, so yeah, that was good. And good luck to both Kane and Cara with their Olympic aspirations. Confirming the men's results, Kane Redford, his 4th title in the State Harbour Crossing, a time of 35 minutes and 16 seconds. The Australian Grimsey will have to settle for second for the second time in his career. The very impressive Stephen Kent narrowly getting ahead of Jared Port.
An equally impressive performance by Cara Baker, defending her title from the previous year in 38.30, followed by Charlotte Webby, just 5 seconds behind from Taranaki, and Lauren Boyle in third.
Great to see so many spectators at the newly developed waterfront, and among them, one of the absolute legends of New Zealand swimming.
Daniel Loader, down here as a spectator today. What do you think of the overall standard? Oh, look, you know, it's such fun coming down here and watching these enthusiastic swimmers of all ages. You know, they get out of the water and you hear them buzzing across the finish line, and you know they're wrapped when they come out. They're exhausted, they're tired, but you know their enthusiasm is contagious. They're smiling all the way.
And just your thoughts on young Kane Redford?
Yeah, no, he's good. He's spent a little bit of time overseas. He's learning new ways of racing and training. So I'm a big advocate of people going overseas and getting new experiences, and it's paying off because he's come back. He's more confident, he's sharper, and a lot fitter as well. So he's looking real sharp.
Walking the park.
Yes, it's not just about the elites taking part in today's race. People of all abilities take part with their own unique goals and challenges, like cancer survivor Mark Blakey. His final few strokes, he gets to his feet and he completes the State Harbour Crossing.
Hey, this was pretty hard. This was hard, you know, harder than I thought. I've trained, but it was a bit choppy out there, and you've just got to grin and bear it. And grit and determination.
When you're facing a life-threatening illness like cancer, what do you take out of it? Do you gain new perspective on things?
You never give up. You never give up. You've got to take people's advice. You've got to take your own willpower, and you don't give up. Life's too short, and life's worth living, isn't it?
What an absolute character. Well done to you, Mark Blakey. What an inspiration. Well, another with the goal of completing an Ironman is Jono Smith. This man transformed his life. 18 months ago, he was 160 kilograms. And that is just a remarkable transformation. And based on what I've seen today, I have every belief this man will complete his ultimate goal, finishing an Ironman. Well, Jonathan Smith, you've lost 60 kilograms over 18 months, finished 2.9 kilometres today and probably lost another kilogram out there.
Yeah, I'll put on some with the salt water I just drank, but I'm just so stoked to be finished.
Well, congratulations to the more than 1,300 competitors that have crossed the finish line here in Auckland's Viaduct. 2.9 kilometres, the State Harbour Crossing has pretty much come to its conclusion. And a wonderful day for Kane Redford taking out the men's title, Cara Baker in the women's. Well, if we thought it couldn't get any more spectacular than this, it does. Race 2, early December, we head up north. It is Russell to here, New Zealand's first ever capital, 3.3 kilometres. We look forward to having your company, and don't forget, get out there and become part of New Zealand's fastest growing sport.